A warm welcome to you, my dear students. Here we are back again. Everybody, we have an exercise at hand. This is a textbook exercise. Actually, this is an example exercise, example question. So no worries. But we have some activities in the textbook, activities in the like towards the end of the lesson. There are several activities. We are going to take them on one by one, right, and do all the activities. And in the coming sessions, we are going to do some past paper questions from correction of errors, past provincial papers, past examination papers. But for now, we have this example activity, right? Example activity. Trial balance. It's a trial balance, as you can see. What things can you notice? What things can you notice in relation to our lesson? I can see something which is noticeable, but can you see it? It's somewhere around here. Somewhere around here. See? What am I trying to show you? The suspense account. See? The suspense account is here, children. I'll highlight that so you can see it clearly. I'm talking about this suspense account. There is a suspense account in this trial balance, which means what? There are errors. Obviously there are errors. Okay. There are errors which affect the trial balance, and there can be errors which do not affect the trial balance. Right? Let's read out the question. Trial balance prepared by as at 31st December 2021. Let's say 2021. Mm-hmm. 2021. Trial balance prepared as at 31st of December 2021. Kasuni's business. It did not balance. Yeah, we can see that. If you can see that, see, it has not balanced. The suspense account is right here. That's what I showed you right at the beginning. So it has not balanced. It has not balanced. We can guess that it has not balanced. We can actually guess that it must have not been balanced because there's a suspense account here, right? Yeah. So the trial balance is given here, and I'm very sure that after the trial balance, in the next page, there will be some errors given, because this suspense account, this 15,000 which has been transferred to the suspense account, has occurred due to some errors. Yeah, you understand up to that? Let's see the next page. There you go. That's what I was talking about. The following accounting errors have been identified. 5 errors. First one. Balance of the electricity bill account, 16,000, has not been extracted to the trial balance. Is that an error? I don't know, you tell me. Is that an error? Oh, of course. Of course, it is an error. There has been an account called electricity bill account. Okay. There has been an account called electricity bill account, and it had a balance of 16,000. It had a balance of 16,000. It was not taken to the trial balance. My dear students, oh my God, you can't miss the balances of ledger accounts when you prepare the trial balance. You must take every single balance of every single account. There's no doubt about that. Whoever the bookkeeper or the assistant who prepared this trial balance, he has missed the electricity bill account. Right? Let's check whether there is an electricity bill account. Cash account is there, telephone charges there, sales account is there, purchases account is there, capital account is there, land and buildings, bank loan, drawings, furniture and equipment, interest income account is there. Okay, no electricity bill account in this trial balance. Why? Why? Because he missed it. He missed it. He missed it. The balance of the electricity bill has not been extracted to the trial balance. We have to correct. Now you have to correct it. Tell me how to correct. Tell me. You tell me how to correct this. Yes, you. Okay. Right. Right, good. If the balance of a certain account is not extracted or not taken and entered into the trial balance, first of all, you must enter it. Okay. And we know that electricity bill account is an expense account. This is an expense account. Expense account, right? Electricity bill account is an expense accounts usually have always expense accounts have their balances in the debit side. So in the trial balance also, expense account balances should be in the debit side. But in this trial balance, in the debit side, there is no electricity bill balance. There is no electricity bill balance nowhere, right? No. No electricity bill account. You must enter it to this trial balance. That's it. You must enter it to the trial balance. Okay. And the trial balance is debited. In the trial balance debit column, just for your information, I'll enter it. Anywhere we have space like this place, we will use electricity bill 15,000. Likewise, it should be entered to the trial balance. 16,000. I'm sorry, 16,000. It's 16,000. 16. Okay. Likewise, it should be entered to the debit column. Then suspense should be credited. Suspense account should be credited. Because of this missing account balance, the debit column of this of the trial balance, this column, wait, I'm going to make it so clear to you, so very clear to you, like this. The debit column, this column, all right, this column, right? Now it's clear, right? This column is 16,000 short. It's short because this item was not entered. This item was not entered. Yeah. So due to this 16,000 electricity bill balance not being entered here, there must have been a shortage of 16,000 in the debit column. And with the other errors here and there, somehow finally suspense account has 15,000 to the suspense account, 15,000 has been transferred. You get it? So because this 16,000 now it is entered in the trial balance debit, it should be credited to the suspense account to cancel off the suspense account when we correct the errors one by one. The errors which affect the trial balance, like this error, the errors which affect the trial balance, when we correct one by one, every double entry must have one entry going to the suspense account. Okay, so the suspense account must be drawn and recorded this 15,000. Suspense account must be drawn to record this 16 or 15,000. I'm sorry, 15,000. Debit side 15,000 should be in the suspense account. Okay, when you correct this error, electricity bill 16,000 entered to the trial balance, that 16,000 should go to the credit side of the suspense account. Okay, it's not balancing at once because there are other errors. Okay, so have patience, no worries. Here it's 15,000. Now the children must be like, oh my god, sir must have made a mistake. It is a 15,000 balance in the suspense account debit side. Yeah, debit side 15,000 balance, and sir corrected the error, and electricity bill was entered to the credit side 16,000. But the suspense account is not balancing, it's not getting cancelled off now. 15 here, 16 here, it must be a mistake. No, don't rush. There are other errors to correct. When we correct all the errors, the suspense account will be ruled off or cancelled off. Okay, right? Okay, so that is actually the base story of this error, and we corrected it saying suspense account credit, suspense account credit. This is the entry. Trial balance debit 16,000 electricity bill. Description electricity bill. Okay, I'm talking about this. Got it? Okay, let's see whether our double entry is correct. You can mention the debit entry in the rectifying entry. When you write your answer, you can mention the debit entry as 16,000 and credit entry as suspense account credit 16,000. That is the credit entry, suspense account credit. Okay, you can mention the debit entry too, but the tradition is not mentioning the debit entry, because the debit entry, if you mention as electricity bill debit, it's wrong. It's not the electricity bill. Electricity, in the electricity bill account, there is no mistake. See, there is no mistake in the electricity bill account. The mistake is in the trial balance, because we didn't mention the electricity bill account balance here. Okay, so trial balance debit, suspense account credit. Now let's see whether our entry is correct. Here, trial balance debit they have not mentioned, because as I told you, we don't enter the debit entry if it is a mistake or error in the trial balance when preparing the trial balance without putting account balances to the trial balance. Such errors, when we correct, I taught you in the previous session, children, we don't mention the entry or the part of the trial balance. We don't mention it. If you can, if you want, you can mention, but do not write trial balance here. Just leave it blank without writing trial balance. Leave it blank, maybe with a simple line like this, and mention the 16,000 in the debit side. Suspense account should be credited, that we know, of course, that we already know. Suspense account should be credited 16,000. Okay. If you want further more explanation, there is an explanation here about the first if you want more of an explanation, there is a explanation about the first error right here. See this one, first error. The total of debit column of the trial balance has been understated by 16,000 because not entering the electricity bill account balance. Okay. Therefore, 16,000 should be included in the debit column of the trial balance and credited to suspense account. That's what we did. In the debit column of the trial balance and credited to suspense account. Okay, is it correct now? Is it clear now? Okay. Next one. We have something a little more challenging here. Little more challenging. Let's see. Balance of the interest income account 10,000. Balance of the interest income account 10,000 has been entered in the debit column. Oh no, that is another mistake, another error. You can't enter income accounts in the debit column. You can't do that, but they have done. Error. Balance of the interest income, see, interest income account 10,000 has been entered in the debit column. Okay, so not a big mistake, but it's a mistake that affects the trial balance. Yeah, it's a mistake, that error that affects the trial balance. Yeah. Interest income account is an income account. Income accounts usually have their balances in the credit side. Yeah, not the debit side. Okay, credit side. But here, interest income account balance is entered in the debit column of the trial balance. Let's go and see. Interest income here. Oh no, it is in the debit column. Yep, it is in the debit column. It is, see, it is in the debit column. $10,000 is in the debit column. What should we do? put it to the credit column of the trial balance. Erase it, cut it off, and write it in the debit credit column. Now okay, that's what we should do. Okay, right, yeah, done. Cut it off from the debit column, put it to the credit column. See, yeah, it's done, right? No problem now. No problem, right? That's what we should do. No, no, you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't cut off, you can't erase, you can't use your correction fluids. You can't erase it off or cut it off or anything. Put a double entry to correct it. What is the double entry? Interest income account should be credited in the trial balance by 20,000. Why? There's a 10,000 right here, and this 10,000 is already in the debit column. It's wrong. And to cut that off, this 10,000 to be cancelled off, you must credit 10,000, and again for the interest income account balance to remain, credit another 10,000. So altogether 20,000. 20,000 should be credited. Yeah. Because this is wrong, you must credit 20,000. Yeah, that's what you should do. Credit 20,000. And that's it. You credit 20,000 to the trial balance, and that's over. Where the debit entry? Debit to the, yeah? Correct, yeah. Suspense account. Debit to the suspense account. It's here. Debit to the suspense account. Again, if you are worrying about the suspense account, so now there are two entries in the suspense account. Still the suspense account has not balanced. It's not getting, ruled out. Don't worry, okay? There are the errors. When we enter all of them here into the suspense account, it will be flushed off, right? Flushed off means it will be equal the both sides, and we can cut it off. It's like an account getting balanced. The suspense account will be balanced. Both sides will be balanced. The suspense account. Still, it has not balanced because there are some more errors. Okay, so the entry is trial balance credit. Trial balance credit 20,000. Suspense account debit 20,000. This is the trial balance 20,000. This is the suspense account 20,000. Okay, let's see. Suspense account debit, trial balance credit, but you don't mention the trial balance in the general journal. Let's go and see the general journal. Second error. This is the first one. This is the second one. Trial balance credit, suspense account debit 20,000. Read the narration if you want. Narration you can read out, and it clearly says what is the error. Correction of extracting the balance of 10,000 of interest income to the debit column of the trial balance. That is the error, and we corrected it. No need to mention trial balance credit 20,000, just like this one. In the above error, we didn't mention the trial balance debit 16,000. We didn't mention, but I have mentioned, and I tell you that if you want, you can mention. It's not wrong, but the tradition is not mentioning the trial balance items or the errors in the trial balance when we correct them, not mentioning the trial balance entry. Okay, that is the tradition. That is why it is a little bit confusing for some children. Okay, right. Then this is the second error. Second error also, it has been explained here. Interest income account is an income account. Oh yeah, I have already told you that. Yes, income account, and should be shown on the credit column, credit side. Yes, I have told you that. Therefore, the credit column total of the trial balance is in short of 20,000, because entering the interest income account balance in the debit column. Debit column 10,000 they have put, but it should go to the credit column. Okay, so credit column 10,000, it's not there. Instead of credit column 10,000, they have put to the debit column 10,000. So the debit side is 10,000 higher, credit side is 10,000 lesser. It makes the difference 20,000. Yeah, that's how 20,000 is coming in this error. Accordingly, 20,000 should be entered to the credit column of the trial balance, and the suspense account should be debited with this value. Suspense account should be debited. Suspense account should be debited with this value. Yeah. Yep, that's it. Second error. Okay. Now, children, third one. Repayment of bank loan. Repayment of bank loan. Repayment of bank loan 30,000 has been recorded only in the cash book. Now, that is an error in the ledger, not in the trial balance. So, for that error, there should be a double entry, not like this one and this one, the confusing ones. Well, for the most of the people, but now it's not confusing. Yeah, the errors occurred, errors which has happened in the trial balance, because there's only one entry in these errors. Don't worry about it. Okay, you can mention the double entry, but without writing the word trial balance. I'm talking about these errors. These errors, the first two errors which has occurred in the trial balance. Now the third one is not occurred in the trial balance. It has occurred in the ledger accounts. So no worries, there is a double entry. Okay, back to work. Repayment of bank loan 30,000 has been recorded only in the cash book. Repayment of bank loan. Yeah, repayment of bank loan. Okay, repayment of bank loan. We paid for the bank loan 30,000. Cash going out, so cash credit. Bank loan account debit, because bank loan is decreasing, liability decreasing, debit. assets decreasing, credit, assets decreasing, cash credit, liability account, bank loan, debit, cash credit, bank loan, debit. But what is the problem here? Repayment of bank loan only recorded in the cash book. So bank loan account has not been debited. What should you do? You should debit the bank loan account, credit to cash. No, cash book has been credited. It has already been credited. It is already recorded. See, has been recorded in the cash book. It is recorded. See, can you see? It is recorded in the cash book. So you can't credit the cash book. Cash book is already credited. Debit the bank loan account. And because this is an error which affects the trial balance, one entry must go to the trial balance. One entry must go to the suspense account. Good if you remember. I have been saying these things hundreds of times in the past few videos. Alright. Repayment of bank loan 30,000 has been recorded only in the cash book. So only the credit entry is going, credit entry has gone, only the credit entry has been recorded by the bookkeeper. The error is what? Debit entry is not there. You put the debit entry to the bank loan. So bank loan account debit and suspense account credit. That is the double entry. Third error. Third one. Bank loan account debit, suspense account is the bank loan. This is the bank loan. Bank loan account debit, suspense account credit. Yeah, my lines are getting a little out of place. Yeah. Correction of not recording, not debiting the loan repayment of 30,000. It is the narration. Okay. All right. Yeah. It's done. Third one, done. We are going to the fourth one. Fourth one. The balance of the purchases account 130 has been entered in the trial balance as 150. Again a trial balance error. So now you know there's one entry only. When you rectify this error, there is only one entry going to the general journal. There's only one journal entry. Oh, talking about the entries, rectifying entries, children. Talking about the rectifying entries. Now you see, children, rectifying entries means correction entries. Okay. Correction entries. Correction entries are double entries. Double entries. Where do you write these double entries? Where do you write these double entries? Write these correction entries? Where? Where? Correction entries. Where do you write these correction entries? In the general journal. Another reminder, because most of the people, some of the people, students ask me, so what are general journal entries? How do we write journal entries? Such a serious question. Children, journal entries means double entries written in the journal. Double entries written in the general journal. Those are called journal entries. So to correct errors, you put journal entries. That means double entries written in the general journal. Okay. You don't have to draw T accounts or ledger accounts and mention how to correct errors. Most of the time in the examination or in your papers, correction of errors in the correction of errors question, they are asking to write journal entries only. Likewise, okay, they don't now they don't ask, actually they don't ask to show how the corrections are done in the ledger, and after corrections are done in the ledger, to prepare the trial balance newly, the corrected trial balance. There have been questions in past papers to prepare the corrected trial balance way back, some years back, but in the recent years they have not asked to correct the errors in the ledger accounts by drawing ledger accounts, and after correcting errors to prepare the corrected trial balance, they have not asked. They just ask you to write the journal entries to correct the errors. These are the journal entries. That means the double entries. And to prepare the the suspense account. To prepare the suspense account. So third error also, we should write the double entry or journal entry to correct the error. And this is an error which has occurred in the trial balance. That means only one entry is going to the journal. Balance of purchases account 130 has been entered as 150 in the trial balance. Where? In the trial balance. Let's see. Trial balance purchase account, it's here and it's 150. That is another mistake. That is another mistake. Purchase account 150, but the real correct value is what? 130. 130,000. See, balance of the purchase account 130,000. It's here. Has been entered in the trial balance as 150. So 20,000 excess. 20,000 excess. Is it? Yeah, 20,000 excess. $20,000 excess here. Should be 130, but they entered 150. 20,000 excess. 20,000 excess in the trial balance now. What to do now? 20,000 excess in the trial balance. Which side? Trial balance purchase account is in the debit side. The debit side. 20,000 here. Excess. Okay. What to do? If 20,000 is excess in the debit side, you put 20,000 to the credit side. Yeah? Yeah, that's it. Put 20,000 to the credit side. Let's go and see. Trial balance credit 20,000, but you don't write it. Suspense debit 20,000. You don't write the fourth one. Trial balance credit 20,000. Suspense debit 20,000. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That's it. It says correction of recording of the purchase account balance as 150 erroneously instead of 130 is the correct value. Correction of recording the purchases account balance as 150 instead of 130. It should be 130 but recorded 150, so 20,000 excess. That 20,000 is credited to the trial balance, debited to the suspense account. Every error which affects the trial balance should be corrected with one entry going to the suspense account. One entry, a debit entry or a credit entry, whatever it is, should go to the suspense account. I think this is the 15th time I told you that. Yeah, I'll tell you 100 times if you want me to. Get it to your heads. Okay. Next error. We did the third one. Actually, we did the third one. Yeah, we did. Yeah. Of course, we did it. And we did the fourth one too, just now. The total of the debit column, total of the debit column of the trial balance is overstated by 20 because purchases account balance is entered as 150 instead of 130. Yeah, instead of 130. Yeah, that's done. Fifth error. Let's go and see the fifth error. Fifth one. Drawings account has been balanced erroneously 34,000 instead of the correct value 43,000. Okay, that is another error. Not in the trial balance, that is an error in the ledgers. Why am I putting both sides? Well, there are three ledgers, children. Three ledgers. That's called division of ledger. The ledger accounts are divided into three sections, but it's not relevant to you at your O-level standard. Anyhow, the ledger means T, ledger accounts, right? So if an error has occurred in the ledger accounts, you must correct that error with a double entry. Okay, the double entry. Let's see whether this error is affecting the trial balance. Drawings account has been balanced erroneously as 34,000. Okay. Erroneously as 34,000 instead of 43,000. Okay. Right. What to do here? Drawings account has been balanced erroneously. There has been an account called drawings account, and the balance should be 43,000. Yeah. But it has been balanced as 34,000. This is an error which affects the trial balance. Yes or no? Yes, this error affects the trial balance because it is an error which has occurred in a ledger account when balancing. See, the debit and the credit, both entries are not involved here. There's only one entry involved. Both sides are not involved here. If it is an error which is in both sides, debit side and credit side, that will not affect the trial balance. Example, if a wrong value is entered, in both accounts, let's say electricity bill paid, example, just an example, okay. Light bill ගෙව්වා, electricity bill paid. 5,000. It has been entered as 15,000 in electricity bill and in the cash book. So both sides, the debit side of the electricity bill is 15,000, credit side of the cash book also 15,000. That means the error is on both sides, debit side and credit side. That means it doesn't affect the trial balance. Yeah. If you entered 15 in the debit, 15 in the credit, how can it affect the trial balance? Trial balance will balance. This is an error which do not affect the trial balance. But if a certain error is affecting only one side of the ledger, that means that error affects the trial balance, like this. So to correct this, drawings account is always an account which has a debit balance. Drawings account is an account which has a debit balance. Drawings account is an account which has a debit balance. In the debit side, the balance is 34,000. That is wrong. Correct balance is 43,000. Yeah, 9,000 short. Drawings account is 9,000 short. So you debit 9,000 to the drawings account, credit 9,000 to the suspense account. Fifth error. Debit 9,000 to the drawings account, credit 9,000 to the suspense account. Correction of understating the total of drawings account. Correction of understating the total. Yeah. The narration is important, children. You are requested to write narrations. You must write narrations. Yeah. Let's show this narration clearly. Correction of understating the total of drawings account by 9,000. What you do is you debit the drawings and credit the suspense. Yep. That's it. See how some 5 or more, I think it's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yeah? Yeah, it's 5. See how 5 sums, not sums, 5 errors were solved, how it was done, using mostly double entry knowledge and the way that we agreed on a way when correcting errors, and it's a method of which has 3 steps. I hope you can remember. Using that way you can correct any error. Okay, first step, identifying the event, transaction or the event, and the correct recording of it. Second step, identifying where the error has occurred. And third step, deciding a double entry to record in order to balance off or rectify that error. That is the method of 3-step method to correct errors. With that and with the double entry knowledge, you can correct any error, right? No fuss. These are not complex and so hard, difficult, tough things. But remember the main points, children, main points. there are two types of errors. First of all, you must identify whether it's an error which affect the trial balance or whether it is an error which do not affect the trial balance. If the error do not affect the trial balance, no problemo, you can just put a double entry. If it is an error which do not affect, okay, if it is an error which do not affect the trial balance, no problem, you can just put a double entry to correct it. Yeah, you can put a double entry to correct it, and no entry goes to the suspense account. But if it is an error which affects the trial balance, the double entry must have one entry in the suspense account. In the double entry, there must be an entry to the suspense account. It could be the debit entry or it could be the credit entry, but one entry should go to the suspense account. Okay, that's it. And the last confusing point which we cleared out. If the error has occurred in the trial balance, such as the first one, second one, and these ones, okay, we'll take the first one. If an error has occurred in the trial balance, just like the first one, let's go and see the first one. Yeah, this one. Total of the debit column of the trial balance has been understated by 16,000 due to not entering the balance of the electricity bill. The electricity bill balance has not been entered to the trial balance, so that the mistake is in the trial balance, not in the electricity bill account. Such as that, same as that. This one also, this is an error which is in the trial balance, not in the ledger. Interest income account is an income account, so it should be shown on the credit side of the trial balance. But the income account balance is in the debit side of the trial balance, this one. These are errors in the trial balance, see. This is the second error, this one. I'm talking about this one, okay. See, interest income account, this one. It is in the debit side now. We can't cut it off. Can't cut it off, right? These are errors in the trial balance. These type of errors, when you correct, there is only one entry going to the suspense account. There is no double entry. But if it is easy for you to put a double entry, if it is like, if you feel necessary to put a double entry, you can put a double entry without writing anything. Here the debit entry is going to the trial balance, but without writing trial balance, you can put the amount only to the debit column. Then the credit entry goes to the suspense account. Okay, that's it for now, children. But I hope you're not forgetting this. We didn't prepare the suspense account for this. Okay, the suspense account is here. Here. No? Here. Yeah. There you go. Suspense account. Now see, I prepared a rough suspense account right here. See, suspense account I prepared right here with the opening balance 15,000. With the opening balance taken from the trial balance, the debit side, I prepared a suspense account, rough one here, but the proper suspense account, I mean the suspense account in the book is here. Here, there you go. Okay, it is here. See the opening balance or the difference in the trial balance, 15,000. Now let's see how the suspense account can be ruled out. See, first entry, the very first one, it goes to the suspense account. it's 16,000 in the credit side. So what we do, we must enter this 16,000 to the suspense account credit side. Remember, some students think that because it is credit in the general journal, because it is in the credit side in the general journal, the suspense you must debit it. There are students who think likewise, but it's wrong. If the suspense account is credit here in the double entry, the journal entry, if it is credited, T account also, the suspense account also must be credited. Okay, why is there a blank? Just like I mentioned, there is no double entry here. The debit entry, debit column, only the amount is mentioned but no description here. See, as I have mentioned for several times in this session. So the description, if you write, it should be trial balance, but we don't write trial balance. It's a tradition, because the trial balance, we enter the electricity bill account to the trial balance to correct this error. Again, I'm showing you, see, we are entering the electricity bill 16,000 to the trial balance. Okay, so we can't write electricity bill account here. We can't write. If we write electricity bill account here, this 16,000 should go to the electricity bill account. Then it's like an error in the electricity bill account. There is no error in the electricity bill account. Error is in the trial balance, because we didn't take the electricity bill account balance to the trial balance. Okay, that's why we don't write electricity bill or anything here. We leave it blank and put the 16,000 if you want to the debit column. Otherwise, you can just not put it here, not put anything here. Okay, only the credit entry is enough when correcting errors in the trial balance. So the suspense account should be credited 16,000. It's there. All right. No description. No description. Okay. This is a blank. Again, we have the second entry. Again, it is one entry because that is also an error in the trial balance. Suspense account debit 20,000. Suspense account debit 20,000. So the suspense account must be debited with 20,000. It's here. It is also here. Okay. No description, only a blank, because there's no double entry. Nothing in the credit side. Okay, just like this. Again, third. Next one, there is a double entry. There is a double entry. Bank loan debit 30, suspense credit 30. So you credit suspense with 30, saying bank loan, because there is a double entry. It's done, saying bank loan. Last but not least, fourth entry. Again, there's a suspense account in the debit side. So you enter suspense account to the debit side, again at 20,000. No description. Again, that error also is in the trial balance. Correction of recording purchase account balance 150 erroneously instead of 130. Yeah, so the suspense account debit 20,000. No double entry. So you just debit the suspense account 20,000 without a description. Finally, the fifth error. Drawings account debit, suspense account credit 9,000. You credit the suspense account saying saying description, drawings. Yeah. Credit the suspense account, 9,000, saying drawings. Now you add up the sides, sum up both sides. When you sum up both sides, you should get the same value or should be equal. 2020, that is 40 plus 15, 55. This side also 30 plus 9, 39, 39 plus 16, 55. There's nothing for you to think of. This suspense account is ruled out. It's ruled out. We can, I'm trying to cut it off, okay, because the suspense account is cancelled off. Here, right, that's the way to do it. There, cut off, because it got cancelled off. Debit side equals to credit side. That means all the errors have been corrected. There's no balance in the suspense account remaining, which means all the errors are corrected. That's how you confirm that your corrections are correct. All your corrections are correct. These are your corrections in the general journal. So, happy? We did a question which is rather a confusing one for most of the students. They always come up with this and come up to the teachers and ask, teacher, how did this happen? Sir, how do you do that? And this and that and blah, blah, blah. We did that and we reminded ourselves about the important points when correcting errors. Thank you, children. Thank you very much. I know you thank me too. You're welcome, always. Hope to see you soon with the remaining activities. We have 4-5 activities. We'll do as much as possible. Yeah. And in the upcoming sessions, we will take past papers, provincial papers from these lessons and we'll work them out. Be good. Do your work hard and play harder. That's the motto. But don't forget that your exam is closing by, right? So, although you need play, focus on your studies for these few months. Thank you. Hope to see you soon. Have a good time.